Today on Dill Me In, we'll be unboxing Root. Power to the people, woodland creatures. Welcome. Today we're going to be unboxing Root. I'm so excited about this game because there's been a couple of false starts trying to get this game. I wasn't as quick on the trigger to order it when the notification came to me. When I went in, they were all sold out. But then this time I was successful. Yay! So anyway, I'm very excited about this game. Those of you who don't know, Root, but you might not know from our channel if you do mainly into the miniature wargaming. But this, it kind of looks like a little woodland creatures, and they are. And it'd be like, oh, this is just a little game, but it packs a punch. It's kind of a coin style game. There's some war elements going on, some area control, and let's open it up. Okay, let's see if I can get in here just by myself. I got my built-in cutters here, otherwise known as nails. Alright, let's kind of look at the back here. The artwork is really neat. And what I really liked about this game is it plays 2 to 4 players, and there's 4 different factions. Each faction plays a little differently, as we'll see when we open it up. You have the Marquis de Cat, which dominates the woods going in. The Eerie Dynasties, they want to regain control. They used to be in control. The Woodland Alliance, it's all of the rabble of the woodland creatures that live throughout the forest, that are just the normal woodland creatures that are trying just to revolt. And the Vagabond is wandering around trying to forge alliances and rivalries with other players. And this is what is included in here, which we're going to see. One of the things I'm really excited about is it's actually a 2-sided board. I didn't realize until recently that there's a winter side on the other side. What we see here is the autumn side here. And then here's what the little creatures look like. So excited. Let's look at it. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, one of the things that I've heard about this is there is a learning curve, so there is a nice learning to play guide here that I'm excited about looking at. Looks like it breaks it down. There's a walkthrough, the setup, the map. I'm just giving you an overview of everything, because when you look at everything together, it might seem a little daunting at first. Ambush cards. It goes into, looks like it goes into what is core for everyone, and then it breaks down into the different faction. There's the Eerie Dynasties, Woodland Alliance, and the Vagabond. Different things here. Oh, and it goes into the winter map. Here's what the winter map look like. Alright, and then the different piece glossary here. So that's the learning to play there. Oh, we have a learn to play walkthrough. So, 2-turn walkthrough. And it talks about all the different factions here. Oh, turn 1 and turn 2. So that's neat. Oh, the Law of Root. Contains 2 rule books, this rules reference, and learning to play guide. So this is the rules reference. So oh boy, it's even codified. You got all these 1.1.1, 2.1. This is the nitty gritty right here. This definitely looks like the Law of Root, I tell you. Oh, what's really neat here is it goes into what's in the expansion, because the expansion gives you the lizard cult and the river folk company. Very nice. All right. So that looks like that's some good light reading there. All right, let's open this rest of the stuff. So these are the player boards that I'm looking at right here. This one in particular is the Woodland Alliance. And one thing that you can see here, just by looking at the components, is it looks like each player's turn is divided into different parts of the day. You've got the bird song, and you have some things that you'll do there, the daylight, and then the evening. This one for the Woodland Alliance, they deal mainly with putting cards here in their supporters area, and then you have these sympathy tokens that you'll be strewing throughout the land. So this is actually got some stuff on it to take off, so bear with me as I try to get this open. Finally. Oh, and that's separated. That's not good. Okay. Alright, so this is taking forever. Finally. Okie dokie. So this was the Woodland Alliance that we have, and like I was telling you before, they have some things on the back here. This is the faction components manifest, so it tells you how you start, how you set up. That you need 10 warriors, you have 3 bases, you have 10 sympathy tokens, and other pieces is none. It tells you the complexity, aggression, and then it gives you a little overview on how to play the alliance. And then it talks about setup here and tells you to flip your board and do some of the other things and put things on here. So that's that one. This next one in here is the Vagabond. And then from what I remember, it does a lot with the items that you get. You're going to be gathering these items and from the other players, because you'll be trading cards and items back and forth, if I remember correctly. And you have this slot that we'll see here that's the character cards that you can choose which type of vagabond that you want to be, and they have different abilities and so forth depending. And then you have your satchel here, and even a place for damaged items, and an area for that tracks your relationships with the other factions. And then it also has, this is the other thing I really love about this, is that each faction has their own thing that they're doing during the different areas of their turn, the bird song, the daylight, and the evening. So it's pretty neat. So that's the Vagabond. And then of course it has a different way that you set up. It has just one pawn. It doesn't have multiples. One of the things about the Vagabond is it's not considered a warrior, so you're not going to really be fighting anybody. So you really only get one pawn. So there you go. And here's the Marquis de Cat. These start out as the head honchos of the game, but we want to crush them. Unless you are the Marquis de Cat, then you want to crush everyone else and keep what you have. Okay, it has different areas. It looks like it's doing wood, and then these are the ways that you can get on your buildings to be in the different areas. And there's that. Yep. It starts with 25 warriors, so watch out, everybody. You got your sawmills, workshops, and recruiters. These are the different levels of complexity. Oh, complexity is low. Aggression is moderate. All right. So that is that. And then last but not least is the Erie Dynasty. These are the ones that are trying to regain control. It's really interesting because it has this notion of decrees where you put your different cards here, and this gives you the decree of what you need to do. And if you don't follow or aren't able to do your decree, then you go into turmoil. Oh no! And like you start off by getting a leader that gives you certain powers and abilities, and during the turmoil, all bets are off. Everything gets cleared, so you have to do that. And then you have the aspect of roosts that you're putting on the board. And let's see, so you have 20 warriors, so not as much as the Marquita cat. And then your roosts and your vizier cards and your complexity here and what you do with that. So that's pretty neat. And then it welcomes us to the world of roots. And it tells you what is in the game, what to expect. So that's kind of neat. And I just realized that this is the first video unboxing that I've done where I've actually had a board, an actual board game board. So I'm going to kind of give you, it's going to be harder to do a close-up with the fixed camera, but I'm going to show you sort of, these are the clearings here and the different places where you put your pieces. This clearing is a mouse clearing. That'll make more sense when you sort of look at the rules of the game. Let's see. Oh, and this is going to give you a look at this part that's on the right-hand side. This is what the winter side looks like. So I'm going to open it up here in a minute. Once I get all these pieces out, I will show you what that looks like. And then here's the different tokens here. The different pieces that go with the different factions. They're colored specifically for the factions. This is the sympathy. It's like the, yeah, power of the people fist. And these go toward on the winter because the winter doesn't designate what a type of a clearing it is. So these will put down for that. Yeah, and that even the backs of them have that winter color, so you know it goes there. And then here is, I can get this more tokens, and then there are these clear tokens. So I don't know what those are, or if they don't go anything, I'm gonna snatch it up to make my own board game. Oh boy, my favorite part. Oh, and I love it when they give you these bags. So we've got all these bags. These are the different playing pieces. Let's have a look at these. Got to find my lone vagabond. This is our little vagabond, the raccoon or trash panda. It's very cute. I like it. Hello. Okay, and then here's the Marquita cat. Already looks like it's full of itself and wants to show its dominance on you, as only cats can. And then this is the Woodland Alliance, all the woodland creatures that are trying to revolt. And here's the Eerie Dynasty trying to get back control. I like these pieces. They're pretty thick. And they're oh so cute. I love them. And what's so cool is you get dice. You get 2 dice that you roll when there's a time of battle. And normally, if I remember correctly, the higher number goes to the one that has the most pieces on, and the lower one goes to the lower pieces, although one of the factions has a different rule on that, but I don't remember what it is. So it's really neat to do battle with these. So you get to do battle with dice. Yeah. And then here are the cards. There's a lot of cards. Normally I go through all the cards, but I know that might take too long, but some people like to see it because they like to take an inventory of the distribution of all the cards, but I don't know. All right. Oh, it gives you have 4 different overview cards, and I bet they're specific to the faction. Yep, they are specific to the faction that you have. Talks about how it's played, and hopefully it'll give us some. Oh, we got several of them. Maybe this, maybe there's multiples so that you can know what your opponent is doing. And then, this is neat. It gives you a board setup example and a little walkthrough. So they're really trying to help you learn this game, which I appreciate. and it's for, looks like it's for all the different factions, how you would set it up. So that's kind of neat, because one of the things I was wondering and noticing was, well, it gives you the setup and stuff on the back side of that board. So, and then these are specific to the deck, so these look like they might go to the vagabond because his thing's on there. And we have all the different, this will correspond to what that symbol is on the clearing map. So you've got all sorts of neat things that you can do, and we will learn how these do what they do. Give a speech in a rabbit clearing. Yes. Fend off a bear. It doesn't look like it worked out too well. Okay, neat. All right, and then, oh, and these are the different types of vagabonds. You can be a thief. You can be a tinker. You can be a ranger. And you have different starting items depending on who you are, and the different abilities that you get with those. Here's, looks like some eerie stuff. It's got a cup of coffee or whatever that is. Oh yeah, these are your loyal, like, vizier or vizier, if you're trying to. They stay up in your decree portion of your board. And then these, this is neat. So these are specific to him. We've got, these are the different leaders that can you have at a different time, given time. And it tells you what kind of things it does. Move in battle, this is the commander. Move and build, this is the despot. This looks like a vulture. This is the recruit and move. This is your builder. And charismatic, recruit and build. So that's pretty neat. And then these look like just the regular cards, maybe cards that are common to everyone. So all sorts of different ones, and they also have they're specific to. And one of the things is the eerie suit is wild, from what I remember. So if you have a clearing, this could match any clearing, and then it tells you what you have to have in that clearing, and then what it does. So, got these different little things here. All these cards, I love the way this looks. I'm kind of going through them fast. Alright, going through some more cards here. Oh, I kind of like the look of this one. Favorite of the foxes. Oh, ambush! This one looks like it's gonna try to get you. Root tea, I guess that's the beverage of choice in this root land. We got bake sale. Got some neat cards here. I'm kind of excited. It really brings you into the theme of the game here. Yeah, I like it. Travel gear, that looks like it's kind of hard to travel with. All right, cool. I'm excited about this. Oh yes, and then I've heard of these dominance cards, and I believe these are different, like if these are ways that you can kind of come up from behind if you down in points, because this, I believe, takes the place of your point marker on the board, and then you just take your piece off of the board where it's marking it. This, for instance, it says you win the game if you rule 3 rabbit clearings at the start of your bird song. So different dominance card conditions. And I believe that is it. I was going to open the board for you guys. So let's do that. It is a rather large board. Alright, that is really large. So kind of starting up here, we've got, these are the starting item tokens that we put up here, and these paths are what connects to the different clearings that we have. this river here, I am told, is what will be used in the Riverfolk expansion. But it is quite a large board here. And then let's see if I can get it in the shot. It's quite a long thing. It goes all the way to 30. So this is where you start. Everyone puts their tokens here to whoever gets the 230 first is the winner. Unless you have one of those other cards that give you different winning conditions. This is pretty. Then this is the root board on the winter side. See, here's where you would put your items. These are the different clearings, but as you can see, it's not designated by a specific suit of different animals. So that is Root. I hope that you enjoyed this, and we will try to do a playthrough for this channel, which will be really fun. We'll get to battle with the other guys here for dominance. And thank you for watching, and happy gaming.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And finally, if you'd like to support us, share this video with your friends. And always, happy gaming.